Ready? Okay, Daf Hashavua, Daf Tesvav on the base. We are 18 lines from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. Thank you, Shlomo and Yair, for fixing the volume on the Daf Hashavua, which wasn't working the last 2 days. Sorry, I'm sitting. I'm just not feeling so well. Yavo HaMelech v'Haman el HaMishteh. Esther told Achashverosh that the king, Achashverosh v'Haman, should come to the Mishnah. Mishnah, it's right there, I did it in red. Tanarabban. Ma Ras, we're going to read some Rashis today for the basics. We always need Rashi for the basics. Tanarabban, Ma Ras Esther Shazim Nes Haman. Why did Esther invite Haman? The Maharsha explains that the Gemara has 2 shilos. Zeb. What are the 2 shilos of the Gemara? First of all, why did she have to invite? Why did she just tell Achashverosh? Why did she have to invite him at all? I'm sorry. Why did she have to invite him to a feast? And also, the normal way that if there would be a feast with dignitaries, you don't invite one, you invite others. Then you mix him around with the others. So why didn't she do it that way? It's going to be important because we're going to be answering the first shaila a few times, but the second shaila, the Gemara is not going to answer till later. The Gemara is going to say we need Rabbi Lazar Amodoi Pshat to teach us that. So we're going to say 11 Terutzim at first. Rabbi Lazar Omer, Pachim Tam Nalo. She was setting up for him a snare, a trap. Shenemar, like it says in the pasuk in Tehillim, Yihi Shulchanam Lifneim Lepach. Your shulchan should be in front of them, your enemies, as a trap. And the pasuk finishes Ulashlomim Lumokesh. So therefore, that's the way that you trap your enemies. You trap them by bringing them to a feast. I think the Maharsha says because then they feel complacent. Unless that's the next pasuk. No. So what does the Maharsha say? Let's take a quick peek because we have some extra time today. We're not less of a rush. I don't see it. So maybe someone else says it. Okay. But it means that he's going to come and somehow over a feast, he's going to feel complacent, he's going to feel, and then you get him. Rabbi Yeshua says, Rabbi Yeshua Omer mi beis avi alamda. She learned it from her father's house. Rashi explains it doesn't mean her father's house because her parents died before she knew them, but it means from, Rashi says, Shama tinokas omken. She heard the children saying so. You have to know, how does that mean her father's house? Perfect timing. How does that mean her father's house? She heard the children saying it. So I didn't see that anyone explains it. Could it be that she heard it when she was younger? Like, that's what it means? I don't know. Shenemar imrov, like it says, she heard the children coming back from Cheder saying that pasuk. Imro'iv soinacha, if your enemies are hungry, achilu lechem, give them bread. And therefore, she learned it from the children, from the children in Cheder. Rameir says, Kedei shelo yitol eitzav yimrod, that the reason she invited him is that since he was seeing a lot of success, she was scared that he would pick up on the fishiness, something was up, if she starts to speak to Achashverosh about killing him. And then because he was having so much success, she was scared that he would be able to work that out and get rid of Achashverosh. He shouldn't figure out a way and rebel against Achashverosh. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, what's the best way to make him not even think twice that she was Jewish? By inviting him. No one's going to think that she's going to invite, that a Jew is going to invite Haman to the party. Because the Mefarshim do explain that there were certain times where Haman wasn't sure. It wasn't like he was so out of it. He wasn't sure. Rabbi Nechemi says, Kedei shelo yomi Yisrael achos yeshlonu beis hamel, so that Klal Yisrael, they shouldn't become complacent and say, oh, we have a friend in the palace, so we don't have to daven to Hashem. Esther's going to save us? No. V'yasichu daitan min harachmim, and they put away their mind. Yasichu daitan. How do we say it in English? They divert their mind from Rachman. Rabbi Yossi says, they wanted Haman to be there. Rashi explains, top Rashi on the left side, maybe she could trip him up in front of the king, which is really what happened a little bit, where he got tripped up with the help of some malachim. And therefore, Achshverosh could get upset at the party and kill him. Rabbi Shimon Menashe says, maybe Hashem will be stirred in the feeling of watching Esther having to invite Haman to the party, and he'll be stirred to say, you know what, enough, I'm going to save Klal Yisrael. Rashi says, two pshatim, that either that he's going to say, look how far my people have to stoop, that they even have to be close to the haters of Klal Yisrael. That's one shot, and therefore the situation is so bad. Or the second shot is, even without the situation being as bad as it was, but that it's such a zilzul, it's such a zilzul for Esther to have to do it. Esther Atzadekes has to invite Haman or Russia, has to come on to him and invite him. Rabbi Shulman, remember that's going to be a question on the text, no question. No question. Rabbi Shulman Karcho Meraz B'Lapanim, that Esther said, I'm going to invite him so that I could smile at him and make believe that I have a relationship with Haman, and then get Achashverosh and killed, and I'll get killed. It's true, I'll get killed also, but it'll be worth it. And Rashi adds that Shiaharu Kuvihi, Rashi adds, because it's a question if it goes into the Rashi, but that there used to be a thing that in those times, that if the person who made the Gzeira got killed or died, we had it in Tainus, the end of Tainus, then the Gzeira is batel. It's a question if Rashi sticks that in or not. Argues has it, but the next shot is Huvi. Rabbi Gamliel Omer Melech Hafachel Fan Haya. The king we didn't have a, how do you say, when someone doesn't have, we didn't have so much his ideas. He used to jump around, he used to switch, he used to go back and forth with his ideas, and back, and when he used to say something, then he would backtrack. So therefore, that she wanted Haman to be there so that he'll right away do it and he'll kill him, which is really what happened. Amar Rabbi Gamliel, and then Rabbi Gamliel, who just said this pshat, says, Adayin tzrichen anu l'madoi. We still need all these reasons before. This is the way the Maharsha explains it. Everyone needs the reasons of Madoi, of Rabbi Shimon HaMadoi, Rabbi Lazar HaMadoi, the Tanya Rabbi Lazar HaMadoi, Omer, Kinoso Bamelach, Kinoso Basar. She was trying to get Achashverosh jealous and all the other Sarim jealous. And that's why she didn't invite them to the party. In other words, we said at the beginning that the Maharsha says there were two shilas. One shilah was why she did a whole thing with a party, and the second shilah is that why didn't she invite other governors, other dignitaries? So all the reasons we mentioned before all only explain the first answer. They don't explain why didn't she invite other dignitaries. So therefore, says the Maharsha, that's why Gamliel says that we need Rabbi Lazar Madoi. It's Rabbi Gamliel that says Adayin Srichin Anu. We all need to Rabbi Lazar Madoi. The Ben Yoyada says a different reason where it's only Rabbi Gamliel who needs it. That's for a different time. Rabba says that it's another reason she did it. It says in the pasuk in Mishlei, Lifnei Shever Gon. Before you break, before you go down, Gaon, there's honor. When a person has too much honor, they know that bad times are coming. So therefore, she wanted to give Haman a lot of honor in order so that he should then have a downfall. Abaye v'Rava, Damar Tabayu. They both say a pasuk in Yirmiyahu, a different pasuk. It says bechomim, when they become heated, oshis es bechomim oshis es mishtayim. Then I'll have their party. So that's talking about Belshazzar. When he came back from war, he was all heated up from war. He made the party, and that's when he had his downfall. So therefore, bechomim oshis es mishtayim, I'll place down their meal. So the Maharsha says, isn't that the first reason? Make a meal for them. Isn't that a similar reason? So the Maharsha says the first pasuk, very first pasuk we brought down was Yishochanim Lefneim Lepach. That was only to knock down Haman. But here she was hoping that this B'chomim Ashis Mishtayim, she was hoping that she would that this would make a downfall of Achashverosh as well. This has to do with both of them. Ashke Rabba Baravua Lelio. By the way, they also say that she also realized that in the first reason, Yeshulchan Mufneim Lapach, she realized that this happened already by Achashverosh, because Vashti was killed at a Suda. So she realized that this was a good system here by Achashverosh. He had a good record already for this. Ashke Rab Baravul Elio. Sorry, I started early. I didn't realize you were coming. Try to finish. We have a couple more minutes. Ashke Rabba Baravul Elio. Rabba Baravul found Elio. Very interesting. Amalei said to him, Kiman Chazia Esther Va'avdachi. Who did Esther look at? Which reason did she hold like Va'avdachi that she did this? Which reason did she really, come on, which reason did she really hold like? Amalei Elio Anavi said to him, Kakulu, Tanoi V'Kaku Amaroi. She had in mind all these reasons. Then it goes on that Haman was telling over to Zeresh, his wife, Ulacholo Avav, and all his beloved people, that he was telling Eskavod Ashur, he's saying how rich he was and successful, the Rov Banav, and all about all his children. Ask the Gemara, V'kama Rov Banav. How many children was this multitude amount of children? Amarav Lamed, there were 30. Asar Mesu, Vasar Nisu, Vasar Mechazan al Psachim. There were 30 that were died, that Mesu, they died. Vasar Nisu, 10 were hung. 10, I'm sorry. Lamed. Asar Mesu, 10 died. Asar Nisu, 10 were hung. Vasar Mechazan al Psachim, and 10 had to beg on the doorsteps. Rabbanan Amri, and the Rabbanan say, Osan Shemechazrin al Psachim, the ones that had to beg on the doorsteps, on the ones that had to beg for food on the doorways. Shivim Havi, there were 70. Because it says in Shmuel Aleph, Perek Beis Pasuk Hey and Tfilas Chana. Chana said, Seveim Balechem Niskaru Uraevim Chodelu. It says that Seveim Balechem Niskaru. That Seveim Balechem, they're going to be hungry. Balechem Niskaru. So the Targum says that this is referring to the children of Haman. Al Benoi the Haman. It's Nabios. He doesn't say 70. Our Gemara now goes and says, Al Tikri Seveim Ela Shivim. Don't read it Seveim that they'll be hungry. Read it Shivim. I guess it's together. Seveim and Shivim. There will be 70 of them. It says don't say Seveim Ela Shivim. There are 70. Rami Barabba Amar. Rami Barabba says, looking at Rashi, there was 208. Shenemar v'rov banav, because gematria rov banav is gematria virov is gematria 208. Correct? The Gemara virov b'gematria masan barbeser. That's a great shot. The problem is that virov is gematria 214, because you have the vav virov 6, reish is 200, vav is 6, that's 12, vez is 2, so that's 214. Says Gemara, Virov Ksiv. It says Virov without the second Vav. So it's Vav Reish Vez, which is 208. On that night, the king's sleep was disturbed. Amrav Tanchum. What does it mean his sleep was disturbed? Amrav Tanchum. Shnas Malka Shalolam. The sleep of Hashem was disturbed. Even though Hashem, of course, doesn't sleep, it's just a way of saying that his steadiness was disturbed, that he was disturbed into what's going on downstairs with Klal Yisrael. Shnas Malko Shalom, the king of the world. Rabbanan Amri, the Rabbanan say like this. It's a little complicated. Stay with me. Nadu al Yonim, Nadu al Tachtonim. That it was the beings upstairs, Nadudu, was stirred, and the downstairs people downstairs, because of the stirring upstairs, Nadudu Tachtonim, someone downstairs was stirred. It says Rashi, important Rashi, Nadu al Yonim, show you Malachim Mavilum Osam Kol Laila. This Morachani taught, this is a famous Morachani pshat. The Malachim would scare him a whole night, but Amrlo, and they would say, well, actually, she didn't say that would be a nightmare. She would just say that Achashverosh couldn't sleep, but she didn't say why. This is the scary reason. Because the Malachim was scaring him the whole night. Amrlo, you're such a lowlife, Kafi Tova. You should pay back the people that did good to you. And then he brings out another pshat, Lashon Mori, from his Rebbe, V'yesh Omrim, Nadudu El Yonim, the spheres upstairs stirred the malachim, kidei sheyirbu betachtonim levakish al davar, so that they stirred the downstairs people that they should daven. So it sounds like they did something upstairs to make the downstairs people feel that they wanted to daven. You've heard stories where someone just felt a need to open up a tehillah. There was something where they just felt they took a fear because of the whole thing with Haman, and they caused them downstairs to want to daven. Says the Gemara, very quickly finish. Rava Amar, Rava says, Shnas HaMelech Achashverosh Mamish, that the sleep itself was disturbed. Nafla Milsa B'daita, he couldn't, something fell in his head. Amar, he said to himself, Man de Kaman, what's going on in front of me? This Minte Esther LaHaman, that Esther's inviting Haman to a party. Dilma Eitzah Kashakli Iluya, Dahu Gabra. Maybe they're trying to have an Eitzah. They're trying to have Eitzah together. How do you say it? A little English here. They're trying to conspire. Eitzah Kashakli Iluya Dahu Gabra. They're trying to conspire against that man, against me, Lamikale, to kill me. Adar, then he said to himself again, wait a minute. There wouldn't be anyone that has compassion on me, that likes me, that has compassion, that wants to save me, that would tell me. He went back and told himself, no, so maybe there is someone that, so maybe there's someone in the past that did me a favor, and I didn't pay him back. Therefore, people are holding back and not telling me. Miyad, right away, and that's like the first shot in the Rashi of Nadadu. Even in the second shot, he could have still had these thoughts. So right away, he told him to bring the Sefer HaZichronos, the book, Divrei Hayom, of all the things that happened in his kingdom, and they should read it to him. That's the next Gemara. The Yunakroim, it should be read. We see from here that it was read by itself. Rashi says, Rashi doesn't say, but that's the famous, it was read by itself. The Gemara is going to explain on that Shimshi, the son of Haman, didn't want it to be read, and then Amal came and read it. Okay, shkoyach, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day.
There's something wrong with the camera.
It wasn't working?